Hey, 6th grade. How's it going? Today we're going to be reviewing dividing fractions, which is something that we've been working on for the past week and a half. We're also going to start a new unit, Unit 6, on part of a whole as a percent, okay, which you can find on page 7 instead of your Prime 6B book. So, let's get started. Last time, if you missed last week's lesson, we were looking at chapters 2 and 3 and 6 and just finding the relationship among fractions, decimals, and percentages. Okay. Also, you can find a couple of this game on Google Slides. If you missed it, you can play it. It's pbslearning.com. And I just want to reiterate the chapters that we've been looking at this year since we began the school year, okay? We already looked at chapter 2, which is fractions. We've been looking at decimals, chapter 3, and we already looked at ratios way in the beginning of the year, chapter 5, okay? We're now going to chapter 6 with percentages, okay? Today's lesson is going to deal primarily with percents, but also just a little bit of review of dividing fractions, okay? So let's dive right in. What I'd like you to do is just do a couple of these problems on your own, all right? So we did these problems in class. The link for the problems will be inside of the notes. We're going to do 1/3 divided by 4/5. All right, so hopefully you pause the video and you're able to do that on your own. It's important that we understand that when you're dividing a fraction, it's always multiplying by the reciprocal. So we would take 1/3 times 5/4, and then that would give us 1 times 5, which is 5, and 3 times 4, which is 12. 5/12 is our answer. What about the next problem? 6/11 divided by 1/2. Go ahead and pause the video and check this to see if you can figure it out. All right, hopefully you multiplied by the reciprocal, so 6 times 2 is 12, and 1 times 11 is 11. 12/11 is an improper fraction, which means that we can change it to a mixed fraction. 11/11 is 1 whole, and then 1/11 is our portion that's left over, so our final answer would be 1 and 1/11. Okay, there's lots of other problems on this link, coolmath4kids.com. If you want to check those problems out, you can try those on your own. All right. Also, there's this game that you can use to practice division of fractions. It's called fractionsforkids.com, and it's pretty cool. It's called Space. It's like a space thing. We played it in class, in one of the classes, and yeah, it was pretty neat. It gives you a couple of options. It's a multiple choice game. So here are the answers to those problems if you checked it. And let's go on to the next topic, which is percent. Now this topic, boys and girls, is something we have seen in the past. We've seen it in 5th grade, and we're also going to go in more depth with the topic here in 6th grade. Okay, there's lots of ways to say percent. Some people write it with 2 separate words. You can also say percentage and per 100. If you look at the word in Spanish, you can actually see cent, okay, or cien within the word, so we can understand that this word means a part of 100, okay? Let's understand the word a little bit better. There's some synonyms for the word. We can say proportion, or part, or ratio, or share. Okay, there's lots of different ways that you can say that. We're not going to spend time in this video watching the BrainPop video that we watched in class, but there is a BrainPop video that deals with percent. And what's interesting, it shows us 3 different ways to understand how to get a percentage from a fraction. Okay, the first way is called is the proportion, right? Comparing the fraction to a number over 100, which I will explain a little bit further later on. That's the first way. The other one is just understanding that we find the fraction over 100 and we compare that to a decimal, we can just multiply the parts by that decimal to find our final percent. Okay, so that's the second way. And then the third way that the BrainPop video explains is trying to then find our decimal and then multiplying that by 100 to get our final percent. So there's lots of different ways, lots of strategies to find percentages when we're looking at fractions, okay? So just make sure that you understand that there are plenty of ways to do that. If you want to take a look at this BrainPop video, go ahead and log into this. I'll probably put this inside of the notes of the video. And if you want access to BrainPop, just let me know. It is a paid subscription. So let's look at the first problem that is on page 7. Okay, we're going to try to change 3/4 to a percent. Now, if I look at this fraction, I can understand that 3/4 as a percentage is just a part of the whole, right? So if we look at this whole right here, this whole thing represents 100, okay? The whole thing represents 100%, or the whole, right? And if we just look at one of these parts that's shaded in, that's going to be a percentage of 100. In other words, a number that's smaller than 100. Now, the fraction that we're looking at today is 3/4. That's our first problem. How do we figure out 3/4 as a percentage? Well, we can look at the fact that we are adding 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. And if I know that those parts are separated out into certain sections, I can, for example, I can add 25 plus 25 plus 25 to equal the 3 parts out of my whole, right? I know that 25 times 4 equals 100, and 25 times 3 equals 75. Okay, that's just one way I can do it. I can also set this up as a proportion, just like I had mentioned before. I can take 3/4 and I can set it up as a proportion of a number. In this case, for example, we can say x over 100. Okay, if I do it like that, what I'm going to be doing is multiplying the diagonal, okay, multiplying 3 times 100, and then I'm going to be dividing by the denominator, right? So let's actually do that. I'm going to erase that x just so I have somewhere to put the percentage, the final percentage in there. If we took 3 times 100, let me show that right here on the screen. We take 3 times 100, 3 times 100 equals 300. Okay, that's our first step. And then I'm going to divide that 100 by 4. So we're going to take 300 divided by 4, which is going to give you 75. If you do that all out, you will find that 300 divided by 4 equals 75, which means that this 75 over 100 equals 75%. Okay? Again, this portion right here that's colored in, the 3/4 that you can also find on page 7, is 75% of the whole. Okay? 3/4 equals 75%. All right, let's go to a different problem. Before we go to that problem, I just want to make sure you guys understand that each fraction can be compared to a percent because it's a part of the whole. So if we know that 8/8 equals 100, for example, in this case, 8/8 equals 100 because it's the whole thing, we can also find what 7/8 is going to equal, okay? So let's figure that out. Each one of these fractions is representative of the whole. So if we take, for example, this whole plate of cookies, okay? This whole plate of cookies represents 100% of the cookies, okay? That 100% is the total, right? But we can find, for example, how many cookies is represented here, which would be the portion or the proportion, okay? Each one of those is like a ratio of the whole, the total, which is 100%, okay? So basically what we're doing when we're trying to find percentages of a fraction is we're just taking the fraction in comparison to the whole, which is 100%, all right? So let's look at another problem. Letter B. Letter B wants us to figure out what is 7/8 as a percent. But we can figure that out in many different ways. Like I said before, we could do it as a proportion. We could figure it out as a decimal and then multiply it by the parts. or we could figure out the decimal and multiply it by 100, okay? Either one of those ways is acceptable, all right? I'm going to do the proportion way just for today's class, just so we can understand that a little bit better. So if we take 7/8 and we compare that to the amount over 100, again, we can do our strategy, which is multiply across 7 times 100 and then divide by the denominator. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now. 7 times 100 equals 700. And then we're going to divide that final answer by 8, okay, to get our percentage. Now I know if I look at, let's just take a pause right here just for a second. If I look at this fraction that's represented right here, I know that the majority of it is colored in. So this is going to be a pretty good majority and pretty close to 100. Okay, not like the other one, which was, you know, just 3/4. It was a little bit further away from 100. Okay, so let's figure this out. If we take 700 divided by 8, and I'll just use my calculator just so that we can go a little bit quicker on this. You can take 700 divided by 8. 700 divided by 8 equals 87.5. Okay, if I wanted to divide that out, I could do the same thing. That's fine as well. Okay, that's going to give us 87.5. Which means, boys and girls, that each one of these squares that's shaded in is representative of 87.5% of the total. It's pretty close to 88%, which again is pretty close to 100, okay? So this is 87.5, which equals 87.5%. Now, let's try something. Let's take 100 minus 87.5. Okay, 100.0 minus 87.5, 9. We're going to go back over here. 9, 5. 9 minus 7 is 2. And 9 minus 8 is 2. So 22.5% is the amount that we're missing right here. 22.5. Let me check that on the calculator just to make sure. 100 minus 87.5 equals, 12.5. I did that incorrectly. Sorry about that. This should be an 8 because we're going to go over. This should be 12.5. Oops, no, sorry about that. This right here should be a 1. Totally did that incorrectly. 9 minus 8 is 1. So 12.5 is my proportion right there, right? We have that portion that hasn't been claimed as our full percent, right? 12.5% plus 87.5% equals our total, which is 100%. Okay, we can even check that. If we take, for example, each one of these portions, which is 12.5, and we multiply that by the number, which is 7, 12.5 times 7, we're going to come up with 87.5 also. We can check our answer to our problem, okay? So 12.5 is each one of those eighths, right? 12.5 times 7, 7 of the 8, right, equals 87.5. Now the only portion that's missing is that 12.5. That's our 1/8 that's missing, okay? Let's do another problem just to see if we're understanding this concept, okay? We've already tried the method with proportions 2 times. Let's see if maybe we can try a different way this time. I'm not sure if maybe we can figure it out by dividing or multiplying, but let's try something. 7/16 is our fraction that we're trying to figure out as a percent, okay? Now, if we take 7/16 and we change it to a proportion like before, okay, we're going to have a pretty good majority up here as our fraction of our numerator, right? But if we also look at this pie graph right here, if I color in this last portion that's missing, this is going to give us half of that part, of that pie, right? So I know that my final percentage is going to be less than 50%. Okay, that's just a given. It's just, kind of like common sense. All right. So my final answer is going to be less than 50% because I know that the part that's colored in is less than 50%. All right. So I wonder what I could try to figure out to try to get this percentage. Well, if I take 7 divided by 16, let's try a little bit different method this time. I can take 7 divided by 16 to try to figure out my decimal of each part, right? That's just this fraction that's right here, right? 7 divided by 16 is the same as 7/16. Let's use our calculator one more time because this is a little bit more complicated problem. 7 divided by 16 equals 0.4375. Okay, that's going to be your decimal. That's less than 1, right? So we have 0.4375, okay, is going to be the part that's shaded in right here, this whole green section. That's my part that's been shaded in. If we had 16 divided by 16, for example, 16 divided by 16 is going to give me 1, right? Which would be equal to 100% of the shaded portion. But we only have 7 of the 16 portions that are shaded, okay? So all of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, is equal to 0.43 approximately. Okay, we could actually change that to 0.44 if we really wanted to, okay? I know, boys and girls, that that's going to give me a percentage of 43.8, or you could say 44 approximately, okay? These are pretty much the same numbers, right? If we're rounding. And why is that? Well, it's because we're multiplying this decimal, okay? We come up with this decimal right here, and if we multiply that decimal by 100, which is the total amount, we're going to come up with 43, 43.8, or 43.75, okay? Now, that's really interesting because that, like I said in the beginning of the problem, was less than 50%. It's a little bit less than 50%, okay? My final answer, 7/16 as a percent equals 43.8%, okay? You'll notice I did this problem just a little bit different to try to find that percentage, okay? Again, if you really, really wanted to, you could do the same way that we did before, 7 times 100, and then divide by 16 to get the same number. We can try that on the calculator just to check to see if we did that correctly. Let's try it. The proportion method. 7 times 100 equals 700, divided by 16 equals 43.75, or approximately 43.8. Okay? So we're going to continue understanding this concept of percents as we continue with the rest of June and the rest of 6th grade math. So thanks for attending, boys and girls. If you have any questions, stay tuned. Also check out Mr. Joseph's Instagram page just for more information on percentages, and we'll continue to practice more of these problems as we continue. So thanks.